should Hastings, Austin, Coote, should they be included? I mean, we've spoken about this before, and I think we know where you stand on this.
Yeah.
But
I've not exactly been backwards and coming forwards.
But if you look at the other nations, they are pretty much doing the same. Like
they are.
So are we just not following the rules of residency?
I mean, yes, we are. I think it damages the whole of international rugby league. It's like Australia; they will pick James Tedesco. He's an Italian international. How can he be an Italian international and an Australian international?
But they are the rules. So why would we not follow the rules at the moment? If they change the rules, then fair enough. But
what I'm saying is the rule is an ass. It's wrong. It should not be like that. You know, James Tedesco has played for Italy. He should not then be allowed to play for Australia. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it should be.
See, I think there's a lot of double standards in what a lot of fans are saying, because you look at someone like Tonga, who are doing the same sort of thing. They've got Fafita, Taumalolo, etc. You know, you could reel off names here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're being praised for now challenging the Tier 1 nations.
Yeah.
You know, they're a competitive international team now after sort of years of being a good side, but never really being anything too special. Whereas now they're getting these players in, everyone's raving about them. But then when you look at, you know, people are still criticising the fact that Great Britain and England are playing by the same rules. But, you know, it's sort of like one rule for one.
And I get that, and I understand it entirely. What I'm saying is, if they're going to go out and they're going to say, oh, well, let's go and get him from Australia, let's get him from New Zealand, let's get him from England, let's get him from France, I just think what it does is it harms development. Because, you know, if you look at someone like, say, for argument's sake, as I mentioned beforehand, you look at Connor Wynne at Hull FC, who was burst onto the scene in Super League this year, and he's an English fullback, and he looks at, oh well, they're playing Lachlan Coote at fullback for Great Britain, but you know, surely I should have more of a shout there because I'm actually British, I'm actually English, you know. Or they bring in another Australian superstar who suddenly, oh, my grandmother was English, I want to play for Great Britain. You know, what sort of a message is that sending to somebody like that? Do you know what I mean?
I think it could even be a motivational thing. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it if the intentions are right. If it's just some sort of second-rate Aussie that's coming over, wants to get another sort of run on his ladder, say I'm an international standard player, then that's where you're looking at the wrong reasons. If it is someone like Coote, for example, who's played for Scotland for the past 3-4 years, you know, who's represented them in qualifiers in the World Cup, you know, he's got that. He's represented them, you know, as much as he can in the past few years. Austin and Hastings, since they've come over, have showed great commitment to the cause, I think. You know, they both said they want to play for England or Great Britain, and have been great going out into the community and engaging with fans. And you know, like you said about young players that are coming through, they've been engaging with guys like that. Blake Austin's been down to his local park in Warrington and started a little training group. Jackson Hastings has had many interactions with fans and young kids on social media. I mean, he even invited a kid and his brother down to training the other day. You know, they're doing all these great things and really sort of raising the profile of not only themselves but the game as well, and this GB squad. And that, I think that's, you know, if they show that they're committed to growing the game in England, to represent England and have a positive impact, then I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Let's be right here, we're not the only sport doing it.
You look
at the England team that won the Cricket World Cup,
exactly.
you look at even the Rugby Union team, Tuawangi in there, and then you look at even the football team, we talk about Tammy Abraham,
I understand that. I just think that I think it's morally wrong. The one that I would have less of an issue with playing for Great Britain would be Blake Austin, because I think his mum is English, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, they've all got English relations.
So it's direct blood relation to an English citizen, you know. So that one I wouldn't have so much of a problem with.
Well, so is Hastings. His I think it was his grandmother who's from Plymouth. She was born in Plymouth.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just he's a third generation English, if you like. Then, you know, to me it's just not.
Well, the other argument we've got here is, do we actually need them? Because, I mean, you had Jackson Hastings come on the other day and say, Johnny Lomax is the best player in this competition. So if we're having Austin and Hastings in the halves, and Coote at fullback, where's Johnny Lomax going?
I think if anything, it gives us great options, and I think that's what you need in the international side. You look at Australia, the options they've got in the halves. For years, before they retired, they had Thurston and Cronk, you've had Cherry Evans, Ben Hunt. You could reel off all these names. Michael Morgan's another one. We've sort of been relying too much on Gareth Widdop, for example, or George Williams, and just sort of relying on those two as our halves. And having that depth, and with players like Hastings and Austin, we've now got Lomax as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it could, I just think it benefits us. I really do, having that depth and having having options. And players pushing for spots is something that we've not had in a while, I don't think.
Yeah.
We look at Truman's another one.
Yeah,
having that depth can't do us harm, I don't think.
No.
Well, don't forget to chuck the name of Jake Connor in there.
Jake Connor, of course. Yeah. We'll chuck Jake Connor in there just for you.
I knew you'd get that in. Well, this was actually supposed to be a chat about the overall selection, but I think it was always going to turn into.
I was going to say it spiralled a bit.
Yeah. So for you, would out of Coote, out of Hastings and Austin, who would you include any of them or none of them?
I would probably. What I would like to do would be to have them there for their influence. To show these guys. Maybe help bring the young guys on by all means. I would prefer to see British-born players playing for Great Britain. That's all.
And you, Jack, would you have them all in?
I'd have them all in. I'd have Coote at fullback, Widdop, Hastings in the halves if possible, and Austin off the bench.
You'd be scouting Australia,
looking for heritage players.
Right, well, what do you think, guys? Should we include Hastings, Austin, Coote in the Great Britain squad? It's certainly up for debate. It's one of those controversial subjects, and please let us know in the comments what you think.